All right, it is 6 o'clock on Monday, November 17th. We're going to call our meeting to order and start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next, shall the roll call, please.
Syverson, Rickroll,
Yes.
Lyon,
Yes.
Collister,
Yes.
Colvin,
Yes.
Aliger,
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
All right, can I get approval for tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Okay, we got a motion by Collister.
Second. Either one.
Either or. Take your
Yeah.
pick, Mr. Mayor.
Second by Bennett.
Pick your-
Go ahead and take the roll.
Rickroll,
Yes.
Lyon,
Yes.
Collister,
Yes.
Colvin,
Yes.
Aliger,
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Okay, item 5 is public participation. Is there anyone in the audience? Anybody on Zoom? Okay, we'll move on. Item 6 is presentations, and we have an audit presentation by Nick Bava, principal at Sikich LLP. Welcome in.
Thank you for saying it correctly, Mayor. Did you practice all weekend?
Most of it.
Very good.
Thank you. I've prepared a presentation for you all tonight, keep it very brief, but as always, be happy to answer any questions that council might have over this audit. So presenting the results of the June 30th, 2025 fiscal year end. On the next slide, Josh, just introducing council to just some of the members of the team, the key folks that are involved in certain elements for the audit. You know me, I'm the principal that oversees the opinions that we issue. Gina King was busy this year. She oversees all of the compliance elements for the city. So the single audit, which I'll touch on shortly, that's related to the federal spending of the city. Lauren Allen, she oversees the financial statement audit, as does Thomas. They both make me look good. They do all of the hard work. And what's nice about Thomas is that he's located just outside of Dubuque, so he's able to spend some quality time on site with Missy and the team here. So those are the individuals involved in the audit. On the next slide here, as far as the opinions that we've issued, first we'll touch on the financial statement audit opinion. So as the independent auditor of the city, we're engaged to issue reasonable assurance on the city's financial statements as of June 30th, 2025. The first bullet point here is what's titled an unmodified audit opinion on the city's cash basis financial statements. Unmodified opinion is the highest level of assurance that we as auditors can issue towards an organization like the city of Maquoketa. So what that means is that these financial statements are free of misstatement and can be relied on for those interested in the financial positions and fund balances of Maquoketa. Second bullet point there is an unmodified opinion on internal control over financial reporting in accordance with government auditing standards. This is tied on more of a compliance side of things, both with grant spending and with what the state of Iowa requires from a compliance standpoint. So some additional tests, not necessarily financial statement related tests, but more compliance based. Didn't identify any instances of non-compliance or question costs or matters that we needed to disclose as part of those components there. So that's the financial statement audit side of things. On the next page, every year I believe that we've worked with the city. They have undergone what's titled a single audit. A single audit is all based on federal spending. So in the case of any fiscal year, if an organization spends more than $750,000 in federal grant funds, you're required to undergo a single audit. To the city's credit, they've had a fantastic, really grant portfolio in our experience working with the city, and that continues to grow. So we did have a pretty large single audit this year. I'll get into that here shortly, but the first bullet point there you'll see is titled OMB Compliance Supplement Delay. So in terms of a single audit, when you have a program that's over a single audit threshold, the federal government, the Office of Management Budget, provides the guidelines and the playbook, if you will, in terms of how we are supposed to test that grant program. In the case of the federal government, they typically release that document in May, June of every year, and it applies for June 30th, 2025 fiscal year ends and beyond. They did issue a draft, however, they have not issued a final supplement. And in my experience, the only time that they have been this delayed in issuing a supplement is as part of the COVID-19 pandemic, which was an understandable reason as far as the delay is concerned. So as a result, the single audit report, while it's complete and it's been drafted, is not finalized yet. We don't expect there to be any changes from what we've already tested based on that draft supplement. However, we can't finalize or stamp that report final until that information fully is issued and tells us exactly what we need to test. That being said, we do expect to issue an unmodified opinion over these single audit tests and the major programs that we did test this year, which brings me to the third bullet point there. Typically, we've tested one or two major programs in years past. The city has had a busy year in terms of major federal awards, and you'll note each of these 4 programs is all over $750,000, which is why they had to be individually tested. So significant amount of grant testing this year. Those programs and dollar values specific to the grants are listed. I won't read those. They're out there for you. But the economic development cluster was tied to stormwater levee improvements. The airport improvement program was tied to runway 15 reconstruction. The COVID-19, those are the American Rescue Plan Act dollars. That was tied to the Prairie Creek Gully and Steambank stabilization projects. CDBG, a variety of costs, facade rehab, Sunshine Learning Center renovations, wastewater treatment plant. So clearly a lot of ongoing grant-related projects this year. Good news is that we didn't have any findings or question costs over either of these 4 programs, so additional compliance tests tied to the purchasing and spending of those grant dollars, reporting to the federal government. So once this supplement is released, we'll work with the city to finalize this document, and certainly if there's any changes or modifications, we'll communicate that to council and to management. But that's a high-level look at the single audit and the financial statement opinion, so all good news there. Next few slides, I've just prepared just a few kind of key data sets compared to 2024. This is a revenue slide, so what this looks at are really the 3 main revenue streams of the city: property taxes, grants, and charges for services. Property taxes remain relatively flat compared to 2024, just at $3.8 million. Grants, there was more material activity across various grant programs in 2025. You'll notice it was just actually less than 2024. There was a large $3.5 million EPA grant that drove that significant value in 2024. Charges for services was up slightly compared to the prior year. Looking at that data specifically really was tied to just some of the utility rate increases across your water, sewer, storm sewer services there. Next slide, on the operating expenses side of things, operating costs of the city, just shy of $28 million in 2025, and then that's up from about $22.5 million in 2024. Peeling back the layers on that, debt service requirements increased. It was up about $1.1 million compared to the prior year, and based on the high volume of grant activity and grant projects, capital projects and grant-related expenditures also were up considerably compared to the prior year. Which brings me to the next slide here. Capital expenditures, as I alluded, was a big part of the increase in operating costs. So $12.2 million this year compared to $8.5 million last year. So I mentioned the slew of projects related to those grants, but those were all capital-related costs and improvements of the city there on that. So that's the correlation there in terms of just some of the key operating statistics as far as 2025 is concerned. Tying this all together, I just would like to thank Josh, Missy, and Jan for their help and responsiveness for this year's audit. I'm very well aware that with any audit, the operations of the city and the day-to-day job does not stop, and we appreciate their commitment and professionalism towards this process. So I appreciate you all for having me here tonight, and if there's any questions, I'd certainly be happy to answer them.
Anybody? Okay, so sounds good.
Hey, Mayor,
you.
real quick. We lost a finance clerk in November of the previous year. And given this activity, and Sikich actually picked up MMEU too, it made their job a little bit easier, but it's all downhill from here. That's what I pled with our prior finance clerk who took a good opportunity. Like, it couldn't be any possibly harder. It's all easier from this point forward. Missy was a great hire. Jan and I and the others in the office really dealt with a lot to keep it together, and we did. And so I just want to give a genuine round of applause to Missy and Jan, and Nick for putting us in this position where we're having results like this on such major activities. So I just think a good round of applause is due for them.
Sure. Okay, well, thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much. Yeah,
Thank you.
You guys are all worth it. Okay, we move on to item 7, which is a public hearing, and we have none. Item 8 is our consent agenda with the minutes from the November 3rd, 2025 regular council meeting. Our bills payable through November 17th, 2025 in the amount of $667,985.36, and the October financials.
So moved.
Okay, we got a motion by
Hollister.
Hollister,
Second.
seconded by Alinger. If we have no discussion, go ahead and take the roll.
Lyon.
Yes.
Hollister.
Yes.
Colwood.
Yes.
Aliger.
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Rickroll.
Yes.
All right, that passes. Make it to item 10, or old business, we have none. Item 10 is new business, and it's a resolution approving the annual financial report for fiscal year 2024, 2025.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Coleman,
Hollister.
sorry about that. Motion by Hollister, seconded by Lyon. And if we have no discussion, go ahead and take the roll.
Hollister.
Yes.
Colwood.
Yes.
Aliger.
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Rickroll.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Okay, that passes. Item B is a resolution approving the 2025 street finance report for road use tax funds used on city streets and in parking.
So moved.
Hollister,
Second.
motion by Hollister, seconded by Bennett. Any discussion? And then take the roll.
Colwood.
Yes.
Aliger.
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Rickroll.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Hollister.
Yes.
That one passes. Item C is a resolution approving the annual urban renewal report for fiscal year 2024, 2025.
So moved.
Motion by Hollister,
Second.
seconded by Alinger. Any discussion? Take the roll.
Aliger.
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Rickroll.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Hollister.
Yes.
Colwood.
Yes.
That passes. Item D is a resolution certifying and claiming fiscal year 2026, 2027 tax increment to reimburse the city for debts incurred and expenses advanced related to urban renewal projects authorized by the Maquoketa Amendment and restated Unified Urban Renewal Plan as amended.
So moved.
Okay, motion by Hollister, seconded by
Rickle.
Rickroll. Any discussion here? Take the roll.
Bennett.
Yes.
Rickroll.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Hollister.
Yes.
Colwood.
Yes.
All right, that one,
Yes.
okay, that one passes. Item E is a resolution approving change order number 2. It's an increase in the amount of $2,658.15 payable to Origin Design and issuing final payment in the amount of $2,658.15 for the East Maple Drainage Project.
So moved.
Okay, motion by Hollister,
Second.
seconded by Bennett. Any discussion here? Anything want to add?
Yeah, you all don't want me to talk tonight, so it's fine. We just ordered up some extra service on this to make sure we were getting the product that was designed, and that was supplemental, and that was on me, but I wanted to make sure and put the neighbors in a position where they too were accepting the project, so it was the right move.
Okay.
Can you still talk?
Got asked.
You'll have your chance again here in a minute, a second.
Did we have a motion on this? Okay, go ahead and take the roll then.
Rickroll.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Hollister.
Yes.
Colwood.
Yes.
Aliger.
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Okay, we make it item 11, which is reports and communications. Does anybody on the council have anything they want to report? Okay, city manager?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion, we got a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 We're adjourned.